Okay, Capricorn, this is going to be your reading for the fall of 2025. I'm going to preface here with I just got done doing your reading and I had somebody try to hijack it. So we're going to redo it here and see if the same energy comes out. I have a feeling who did this, so we'll go forward. I know what I need to know, and we'll see if you get to know what you need to know here from this reading. So the first card that we get for you, Capricorn, for your spiritual side here from the Gaia deck is the Counselor, 11-12. Usually that's like, well, 12 would be, 11 would be the Jack, the Queen of Water. So the Counselor speaks to analysis, helping others work their way through emotional states. It could be us in deep emotional states ourselves. It could be us in loving, caring feelings, period. It could be us seeking a counselor as well. This is past energy, so we'll move forward and see where we're at here. The next card that we have for you in the present is emotion and intellect. Well, hello, card again. We'll see where this heads. I had to kick out some energy that tried to overflow here, but this was a card from that last reading. Okay. 11, emotion and intellect. Okay, so usually what this card deals with is the fact that we may be overly emotional and trying to bring our intellect in to understand why we are feeling what we are feeling. This brings the Counselor into an energy of a lot of emotional stuff and also a lot of analysis about this emotional stuff. We may literally have a figure here who's counseling us through this. It could be a professional, like literally we're seeing a counselor, or it could be just someone who we are talking to with no papers, like someone who is helping us through this, but they don't necessarily have psychological papers, this kind of thing. They said, but valid nonetheless. So there's somebody here of good counsel is the sense they're giving me from our past. Okay. We are in a state here where we are analyzing our emotional states. They're becoming very turbulent is what they're saying. And we're going to go forward. Where do we end up in the future here? The Ace of Water. Very much in emotional states. This is very uncomfortable. This would be very uncomfortable for an earth sign. Not that they can't be an emotional person, but to have it flood the whole reading, there is something that has overtaken them. Okay? To a high degree here. Something from the heart. And we may be seeing a counselor in order to deal with all of these feelings. Okay, I'll leave it there. As we move into the second row, this is very different than the reading I just read, but we're only a third in. So, on top of the counselor, we have the Mucha Tarot helping us out here. What do we get to expand on the energy of the counselor? We get the King of Wands. So this counselor may actually be a masculine. Hold on here. Yeah, it's a masculine. Somebody here is in male energy. And this person we deem to hold high respect for their opinion, especially in ways of personal significance. Okay? For whatever reason, this person stands out. They're going, this person is like out of our field. So this may even be someone we're not really friends with. It's someone that's not in our friendship circles. It's not someone who we hang out with, but it's someone who we respect their opinion enough to pull them in, because they're showing me this person being out of our circles. And I was getting a feeling that it's not like a literal counselor. But it may be, it could be like a preacher or pastor or someone in the church. It could be just someone of high esteem that we know makes good decisions in emotional areas that we are needing help with. We know this. We respect their decision-making skills in this area. Okay. This person is very focused on us at this time. They're very worried as well. I'll leave it at that. Now, this is past energy moving into the present. And again, over emotional states we're in. What do we have to expand on that from the Mucha deck? 20, the Judgment. Would you look at that? That was in the last reading. We are reaping karma here for past behavior, past actions that we have made. We are reaping karma here. I feel like this is coming down hard and fast on us, this energy. And it's from above. You are dealing with the maker. This was in the last reading. But the energy is different. We are feeling things that we may not have understood that we could have the capacity to feel. We are feeling them nonetheless. And it is not easy for us to take. It's very harsh on the system because we may not have had things come about an emotional way on us in this way ever. Like we've never had to deal with something this harsh, this heavy in our life here. Okay. So this is heavy emotional states. As we move forward, we get the Ace of Cups, and that usually symbolizes a beginning process of coming into heart center. Again, this is in our future. Once we deal with this karmic repercussions of sins of our past, deeds of our past, things that we are feeling now from the other side of the fence, they always prep me for something. There's a video I was seeing the other day, and it was on people who, it was pretty dark, actually. It was on people who do, like they were asking what happens to these souls in history that were the, murdered people and did all these bad things. What happens to their soul? And the answer was basically, I don't know if it was, because I was like, oh, I got to hear this because I have a certain way that I've been told things are dealt with. And things on the whole are dealt with when you die. You see how you affect people from their point of view. And that was relayed in this interview. That was restated in this interview. So if someone murdered someone, they would feel from their own soul how that person felt scared, how they, that whatever they put upon them, they would feel it as if it was coming upon them. So they were explaining that. And I'm like, yeah, but every person has to go through that. Every person has to reap that karma at that point on top of the karma that you feel here on the earth to balance out that energy. But for like mass murders and stuff like this, right? And then they were talking about how it's inescapable. They have to feel every emotion as if it was the person that felt it. And that's what they were relaying mostly. And I didn't have time to actually, I got pulled out of it, after they had mentioned that. And that was something I already knew. So I was like, yeah, that makes sense. And I never did get back to it. I got, rerouted, whatever. And the bottom line was, I think what they were trying to tell me was, yeah, we already understand this concept of reaping what we sow. And I feel like this is coming upon us right now. We may be in emotional states we're feeling that we have put upon another. And we're just having to deal with that because that is part of our path here. Now, in the future, when we have the Ace of Cups, that means a purity of heart is possible here. And it means that we have a direction that we can follow and flow to. So what do we get on top of that to clarify from the Mucha deck? We get the Four of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Four of Pentacles is about wanting to hold things in and not share. So if we're to go down this line, it's talking about the heart and not wanting to share our heart outward. We will keep our heart to ourselves and we will take from others, but we will not give. And I've come across this energy before. And again, you will learn. So let's go to the third row here. and break this down through the curious creatures. I like to lighten things up here because it did get heavy. It wasn't the same, but it's, how do I explain? When I went in there, the energy was trying to block me from saying things. There's an energy above the cards trying to block me from saying things. So that's somebody who has an intention that they do not want to hear the truth about this particular Capricorn, or someone in a Capricorn's life doesn't want you to hear the truth about what is going on here. And whether that's your perspective or someone outside of you, there's something going on here. There's a hiding factor that is well above normal, average, balanced energy. Okay. Now, that continues into the future. We do not change our way of being as we go forward, but we are feeling the pain of it at this point. Now, as we go back to our past, there's somebody here, a King of Wands, so that could be a fire element, Aries, Leo, or Sag, that is looking upon us quite curiously, but also quite with concern because of all that we are going through. They do not understand. They feel distant in some kind of way, but they also want to help, On top of that energy, what do we get from the curious creatures? We get the Six of Wands. See, isn't that interesting? Okay, so we have the Six of Wands here on top of the King of Wands. Okay, so that can signify victory. And in the public view, victory. It can signify, overcoming something to a degree. This is past energy. So we had success in the past dealing with someone here who we had high trust and ability with. I feel like, I don't know if things have changed in that way at this point, but I feel like the karma that we're dealing with, or the judgment that has come upon us at this time that may create great emotional states, I feel like, well, let's just go to the creature card here. Three of Pentacles. It's about working with others to gain, in cooperation and whatnot. Yeah, see, there's something about this person that was helping us out in the past. I feel like we were open, honest, and, they were giving us advice and but I feel like there's something we're hiding from them, and it may be the depth of concern here. Like, this person is concerned whether you're telling them the truth or trying to hide things from them. And I get a sense that we're trying to hide things or lighten things. This person is very perceptive. They know what's truly going on, even if you don't say it. They understand. And because of that, right, they know that you're not telling them all the truth. They know that you're feeling things deeper than you want to admit. They know. But still, we're trying to, and this is why they're concerned, because we realize this person's trying to lie to us and say that things aren't as bad as they seem, but they're pretty bad. Now, there's a sense here, the Three of Pentacles, about working. Here they got, like, I don't know if this is like, it's making me think of cheerleaders doing their thing, but ultimately the Three of Pentacles is about working together with others to attain a goal. I do feel I feel a great cooperative effect here, and I feel it going back to that counselor energy of our past, and I feel like we make great gains here. But in the future, something goes awry, okay? Now, the future is this heart way that we want to go forward. I feel like we will not allow this. We will not allow a certain direction to come into us. We will not give of the heart. It could be that, or it could be that we just, we will not allow certain things to go outward. We are keeping it to ourselves. And that could be the secret that everybody kind of is in on anyway. I feel like the Capricorn may be holding something back here, that they think they're holding something back, but in all honesty, everybody is aware of it, but they don't speak of it. Okay, on top of that 4, what do we get? The 8 of Wands, running away. Yeah, we may be running away from things of the heart in the future. We do not want to deal with this. It creates great harm to us and great consequences. We will not deal with this. But not only does this signify running away, but it also signifies things coming at us fast. And if we're in a karmic field here, we're being highly judged for what we've done in the past, and we're trying to run away from it. We ain't gonna get away from it. It's gonna catch up to us, is the sense. So I'll just leave it at that. What if there's something here, and the weird thing is this person you put in high esteem to help you, they understand there's something more going on here, even though we want to hide it highly from them. They understand there's a more dire road here than you're giving me. They can feel from their instinct. They can see from your fear on your face. They can understand there's something more going on here than you're letting me in on. But okay, I'll let you tell me this lie, and then we'll see what happens here. And the thing is everybody's going to know soon enough what's going on here, because it's not something we can run away from. In fact, it's so close to us now that we can't escape it, even though we're trying hard to do so. And we're going to try, and we're going to, in fact, in the future, we're going to bar ourselves off from it. Like, no, it wasn't me. I didn't do not. Like this kind of energy, like we're going to try and Teflon Dawn our way out of this. Okay. It's interesting because that reading, even though it was infiltrated, I couldn't speak properly, and I was like, okay, that's enough. Because I'll only go down the road so far. I do breath work and get rid of it. And then I just booted it out. It's like, okay, we will not allow infiltration. This is exactly what this person is doing in their own life. They're trying to hide things that are unhideable. And the fact is, people around you are not stupid, including this person you put of high esteem. And I hope you don't respect them because you think you can manipulate them, because that's not right either. Because they know what's going on. And you will be the last person that thinks they're hiding, because everything will be coming out on the plate, and we'll just have to deal with things head on. And that's that. And that's the way it should go. And that's the way you clean your karma plate. Say, yeah, I did it, and I'm over it, and now I got to move forward in a different field. But unfortunately, the field you're moving into is very greedy with your emotions, and that just is not a good field. Okay. This last energy reading wasn't so far off. The tower's coming here, and it will come again, and it's not getting easier. So I'll just relay that energy, because it basically is the same reading, just a lighter flow, so that there's no infiltration here. So on top of that 8 of Wands, as we shut this down, we get the Divine Animals Oracle and overall energy for the Capricorn. Here we have the Sea Otter transformation. There's a transformation that needs to happen here. It's interesting because I feel like this person is trying to hide who they are. And if they're bad, that will be seen by all. So you won't have to hide anymore, because you will be seen for what you truly are worth here. And if we're not in a transition phase to clear that up, then this is just where we sit in the negative cycle of what we're trying to hide is going to be illuminated. And I told you, you can't hide things this year, this month, you can't. So 18, 1 and 8 is 9. That's very close to a completion cycle, though I feel the energy on the other side in the future is still very stubborn and closed off. So we can't transform in a stubborn, closed off energy. But there is an ability to go off in a direction of love here, or because the Ace of water is the road that we can take but we shut our energy down to that and run away from that, and therefore the ability to transform here is shut off due to the Capricorn's decision to do so. And this is where we're at. The sea otter is a playful. They like to be very active in their life and whatnot. This one's under the water circling. And I always get kind of a predatory energy, even though it's a seal and it's happy-go-lucky, blah, blah, blah. I get a sense of trepidation from the woman. And weirdly enough, right, she's already wearing a pelt of one that has passed here. And there's one, fish jumping. It's like, are we our own worst enemy is really what I'm getting here. Okay, I'm going to leave it. Transformation is the overall energy that, again, would move this into a different future. But there's one card here, the Four of Pentacles, that sits out, and it gives me an energy that I will not give. And in fact, I will run away from anything that serves me in the heart direction, and that's just not going to serve you on the right way of things. So this transformation that needs to happen, it's not going to happen here as I see it on this snapshot. And hopefully that changes for you in the future, because, this isn't a life that you want to live in this way. But obviously it's a heavier road than I'm given access to. So they will just deal as they see fit. So Capricorn, that is your reading for the fall of 2025 here for your spirituality side. Take care, have fun, and be kind, and we will talk to you soon.